Hi everyone, got another review for you. This time I'm talking about the Vitamix Aspire and the standard Nutribullet. I'll first start off with the Vitamix, as I've had this for about 3 years now. So the Aspire model is a slightly different model compared to the standard Vitamix in that it's slightly cheaper, and the reason behind that is that it comes with a 5-year warranty rather than a 7, and the jug that it comes with is a smaller jug. That's pretty much the only difference, which didn't bother me. So it was about £100 cheaper than the standard model. Saying that, it's still about £400. So I got this on a special offer, which was around £300, which is why I bought it in the first place. So it is a big investment, but you get a lot for your money. So talk about the main points of this really. So I use this every day. I've used it every day pretty much since I bought it, and it's a fantastic product. It's really well built. This thing weighs a ton. It's really heavy. All the buttons are very sturdy on it. So I've used other blenders such as things like the BlendTech, which are have digital components on them, and my theory was, well, actually, if it's got switches and dials, it's going to last longer and it's probably not going to break. Whereas things that have digital dials over time may wear out or may have problems. So this looks fairly simple in terms of how it works. The motor in this is a 2 horsepower motor, so it's really powerful compared to the Nutribullet, which has a 600 watt motor. But then again, there's a massive price comparison with that as well. The machine itself, if I just take the jug off, you can see that it's, again, very simple to use. It's got 2 main switches. One is the main switch to switch it on, so that's running at low speed at the moment. You can crank it up using this, and then you can switch it to full power by pushing that all the way up. You can hear the motor, it's so powerful. And that power means it's capable of doing a lot of things. So I've actually used this for doing things like green smoothies in, which is very straightforward, which is great for Nutribullet. You can do that as well. But the good thing, when you put anything in this, it completely obliterates it. So within a couple of minutes, not even that, you'll find anything you put in there, whether it's hard, soft, whether it's got seeds in it, whether it's nuts, it will completely pulverize it. And these blades just smash through everything. So you end up with a very fine liquid if that's what you're after. I've also made soups in this. So the Vitamix is brilliant. So it's like you can put all your ingredients in, put a bit of stock in there, and then you can leave it running and literally leave it running for 6-7 minutes, and you'll have hot soup at the end of it. So it's great if you haven't got time to cook and prepare. You can stick everything in this, leave it switched on, go and carry on with whatever you're doing, come back and you'll have steaming hot soup. So it's very useful for that as well. The container itself is very well made. I've dropped this a few times and it hasn't broken. It's really solid, and it's got a rubberized hard top on top as well. It does come with a thing they call a damper, which unscrew. Well, this comes off, and you can use it to push down fruit and veg that aren't getting quite to the blades. But to be honest, I hardly ever use that unless I'm making soups really. As I said, the blades tend to go through pretty much everything. Even if you put ice in there, whatever you put in, it eventually obliterates it. This is also dishwasher friendly, so you can shove it straight in the dishwasher. To clean it, it's fantastic. If you saw my review on a juicer, juicing is a pain and it's hard to clean, whereas you do green smoothies in this, you stick everything in it, you can pour it out and then put some hot water in here and literally switch it back on again, and it literally cleans itself. So there's hardly any cleaning. It's really good if you're under time and you want to get things done really quickly. So it's a great smoothie maker, but it's also great for doing lots of other things as well. So for making batters and stuff like that you might have for pancakes, again, I use it for that as well. So it's a very versatile product, and if you're into your health and into healthy eating, you'll find you use this a lot for different reasons. You can even grind things in it as well. So Vitamix is fantastic, however, it is expensive. There's lots of copies of this particular type of blender out there, and if you go on eBay, you'll see loads of different models out there. My friend bought one recently, and for the price, it does the job. Whether it'll last a long time, I've no idea. He had a couple of problems with the motor. So I know with Vitamix, you're paying kind of for the brand, but they are very good, and that's why they kind of guarantee them for so long. And I completely recommend anyone to get one. If you're using it every single day, this is something that you want to purchase, because you can use it for, say, absolutely everything. For baby food, the lot, you can make it in it, even ice cream. So really good piece of kit, and highly recommend it. Moving over to Nutribullet. So I decided to buy a Nutribullet because I got this on special offer. It was pretty cheap. I think it was about £60 at the time. The Nutribullet is obviously well branded. It's been around for absolutely ages, and it's got how many commercials you see all the time for Nutribullet. For the price, I mean, for that kind of price, you can't go wrong. They are really good. The kit you get with them, you get these cups and things to make it handy if you take juices and smoothies to work. It comes with this grinding blade. It also comes with another one which has a similar blade to that with a star in the middle. But however, that particular blade, which I started using, it ended up breaking. And the reason I said the blade didn't break, but the actual seal along the bottom, there's a rubber seal right at the bottom of these units. And I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're made very well. So the seals, when you use them over and over again, can come off. Now, I don't know if I'm the only person that's had this problem, but I tried to find a replacement seal and I couldn't get one. So that's something to bear in mind. I don't know how easy it is to get replacement parts for these without buying a whole new unit. So this is the grinding unit, and I used to use this to grind coffee before I got a proper coffee grinder, but it used to do the job quite well. In regards to how this works, you simply screw the base onto the blade, and then you stick that into the unit and you press down, and it simply then pulverizes whatever's in there. One problem I have found with the Nutribullet, especially when you're blending things like smoothies, if you're blending things with a lot of content in them, so in the Vitamix you can stick anything you like in there and it will blend it, there's no problem. With the Nutribullet it struggles because you haven't got the option to put something in and press it down. If it's in here, you have to, if it gets stuck, you have to take it off, unscrew the base, stir it up and then put it back on again, which can be a bit of a problem. The other problem I found, which happened to me a few times, is if I ever put anything warm in here, you find it leaks. And it leaks out the side, and then it eventually leaks into this unit here. Now they actually have made a slight draining system in here, but it isn't foolproof. So things do drain through, and they do come out the bottom, which I don't know how good that is or not, to be fair. I don't really want things going near the motor, but I'm sure they've kind of thought of that. So there is a slight drainage channel, but I've found with this, anything hot isn't great. It isn't going to work in this. It simply just can't cope with the seal and the pressure of the blade spinning around. So good for cold stuff, good for your average smoothie. If you want to make a very small smoothie with a small amount of spinach and kale and strawberries and things like that, berries in it, it'll handle it completely fine. Anything warm, I wouldn't recommend it. As I said, it can't handle that thing. Whereas with this, you can put it in hot, cold, anything you like, and it will have no problem with it because it's got this big rubber seal at the top, and there's no chance of that escaping. So the Nutribullet is great, I think, for if you're new into juicing, making smoothies. This is a great thing to buy to start off with. If you don't know whether you're going to like it or not, then certainly don't invest in something like this. But this is a great little device. It doesn't take up much counter space. It's very, very small compared to whereas this is pretty big. It does take a lot more counter space. So if you're short on space, this is great. This is also portable. One of the reasons I bought this was because I was working away and I couldn't obviously lug this thing around, whereas this I could carry it with me. So it's quite good for putting in a bag, taking with you, especially if you're working away in a hotel, and then you can make your smoothies and all the bits that you might want to do as well, or protein powders you can mix in there too. So I do think they're really good. They've both got their own place and I use them for different reasons. But like I said, if you're investing in something that you want high quality, it's going to last a long time for you and your family, and you want to do lots of multiple different sort of cooking options in there, the Vitamix is definitely the one to go for as a long-term investment. If you're not bothered about any of those things and you just want something that's going to do a quick job and come with a number of these little containers you can take with you easily to work, then I recommend getting the Nutribullet to start off with and see how you get on with that. As I said, for the price, even if you last you for a year, it's still a pretty good investment. Hope you found this useful. If you've got any questions, put it in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you soon.